Welcome back, everybody. Starladder continues, but we're doing a bit of a switcheroo. We're going over to SCA, where we've got some wonderful teams competing. Let's take a look at our teams, because I'm not 100% sure who our teams are. We're going to wait for our overlay system to kick into action.
There you go.
All right.
Got to give it the old
We've got 10
check.
teams. I thought we had 8 teams.
I think
we have 10 teams.
Last season was also 10 for Starladder, I believe.
MVP Phoenix, the big new addition. They've opened the doors to Korea this time around, or at least the one Korean team. Definitely, I would say, at this moment, probably the best team in Korea. Some would say Rave is kind of at a similar level, but...
Yeah, well, actually, they have Rave here as well. So.
Oh, they have Rave as well. Okay, Rave. Oh, yeah, they're at the top. I missed them.
This season came out of nowhere for us, guys. We're still wrapping up the Summit 2 playoffs, so...
Yeah.
Well, we're excited to get into it now, but yeah, I haven't actually seen this team list before today. I'm not going to lie, guys. I didn't do my homework. I'm unprepared.
It's a
Fortunately,
good
I've cast most of these teams before.
It's basically the Summit SCA team list, as far as I can tell. Like,
yeah, a few missing
how many?
faces.
We had 12 teams in that?
We had 12, yeah.
Well, and then we lost one. Then we lost Arrow. So we had...
Goodbye Mineski, goodbye Arrow, goodbye
This is
MSI.
our exact team list, except we're missing one team, which is Zephyr. And nothing was lost of value that day. So.
Oh, jeez.
This is, the exact Summit
you know, poor Blitz. He just made a tweet earlier tonight about how if you're feeling sad or lonely and you want someone to talk to, you can email him. You don't even have to be his friend, and then you're just going on the show and shitting all over him because you can.
Look,
nothing of value is lost.
I love casting with Blitz because he flames his team more than anyone. That's the thing.
Well, because if he doesn't flame his team, then you will. So what choice does he have, dude? No mercy.
I feel better because then I'm not flaming them behind his back.
GoDz is a cruel and ruthless master.
We've got Dota. That's our team list. Let's
draft it up.
Execration versus insidiousidol. No longer sponsored by IP. They've gone their
one
own
thing
ways.
worth mentioning, which I believe there will be official announcement. There will be an official announcement about it soon. But Starladder has joined us in issuing a year-long ban to all of the players involved in the match-fixing scandals.
Yep.
And I believe it was in Synergy League where those games took place. So.
Yes, that's right.
So you won't be seeing...
One of them was a Starladder game, actually.
Yeah, you won't be seeing any of those players from Arrow, Mineski, or MSI in either league. But cool. Anyway, on that somber note aside, very quick, let's do a speed draft here. We've got Execration first pick. They ban out your Razor Viper. They're going to first pick a Tide. The reply from insidiousidol, your classic Skywrath Mage Centaur duo. They ban out that Death Prophet Brew. Not wanting to give them away first pick. Execration reply with Z-Witch Doctor, Mr. Look at It Go. Second stage bans at insidiousidol. Remove your Medusa as well as Doom. And then the Ogre, Magi, and Lycan combination banned out by Execration. Then heading into the second stage, insidiousidol say, hey, you want to go for lots of team fight? We're going to pick the combo breaker. So they go for the Slark. And Execration, a quick reply with the Void to set up that Witch Doctor Cask Death Ward combo. And now insidiousidol seeing a lot of team fights say, we're going to play fast and loose and just try and fight around your ultimate cooldowns. Go back for the Storm. Execration say, we need lockdown for a Storm. Let's go Puck. So there you go, your speed draft.
All right.
In a nutshell.
That was quality stuff.
Thank you.
Not banning the Void after seeing a Witch Doctor, man. And insidiousidol, that's brave. I don't know. Like at the same time, if you're picking Witch Doctor second, you're obviously taking into consideration the Void is likely to be banned, but not banned out. Execration snag it, and all right. And also picking Storm after a Void. That's a hero who has to worry a bit about that Chronosphere lockdown. So we'll see how the Void. I think Void is fantastic this game because counters Slark really well. Really good against the Storm Spirit and great synergy with the Witch Doctor, but then this fella comes along, the Omni Knight.
Your combo breaker.
It is a support Omni Knight, so it's not always guaranteed you can be in the right position to get those Guardian Angels or Purifications off on Chronosphere heroes. So
it's a hard game to be an Omni because there's just so much AoE flying around. The Ravage, the Chrono, the Puck combo.
And just good kind of gap breakers too with Blink Puck, Blink Tide,
Time Walk on in.
So
can be difficult for the Omni Knight, but there are some really cool combos here. So there's the Repel Double Edge where you're not taking any damage. There's the Repel Storm where he can just jump in, and the only way to stop that is Chronosphere or Zoning Death Ward. So it could be a really good game for the Storm, Slark, Centaur, any of these three if they have that powerful early start. But Execration that disgusting team fight. And in general, I feel like Void is often just the answer to these types of drafts. It's just, yeah, on paper you can dodge that Chronosphere if you're ready, but in practice, more often than not,
yeah,
Void finds you, and as
there's-
soon as he finds you, he butchers you.
And Storm has that like mini little cast time on his ulti, so
Yeah.
I don't know if it's as easy as you'd like to maybe.
Oh yeah,
Get it
definitely not. With like the Centaur blink, a bit easier, but not with the Storm Zip.
Yep.
All right, guys, we're underway here. Execration versus Insidiousidol. I think the region that's near and dear to our hearts, SEA. Really looking forward to having first departure here for the LAN finals, and you're struggling with overlays.
It's always a struggle. We're seeing a lot of different SEA teams representing different events. Like we have First Departure coming to the Summit, Invasion qualified for Synergy, although Malaysia did as well. We had Execration at Starladder, so it's
been a nice mix. It's not like it's
cool.
not Orange going to every event.
Yeah,
like they were in 2013, I think it was.
I mean, even 2012 as well. Like
Yeah.
every big Chinese LAN would be like, oh, let's invite Orange, and that was that. Or they later became Titan, I guess, and like later on, but it was never these other SEA teams getting included. Occasionally, like when those MUFC as well as Orange, you'd see both teams taking part in some events, but other SEA teams haven't been well represented internationally since the Zenith days.
Yeah, and well, maybe those days return with HYHY back pubbing.
Oh God, I'm always so like I want to believe in the hype around these players, but I just think like they haven't played competitive Dota in so long. Like sure, you don't forget how to play Dota, but Dota's changed so much. Look at players like Vigos who've really struggled. Like, are there any real success stories of players who've gone missing that long and done well? Like I struggle to think of any.
Players who've gone missing that long and
Yeah.
done well.
Like,
I mean, there's players who've been around for a long time and done well, but yeah, players who just disappeared from competitive for that long. ZSMJ's been doing pretty well. He went missing for a while.
yeah, that's I mean, even but I guess that's how I see what HOH are like. Maybe he finds like a decent team and gets some okay results, but
He's not gonna be like a god of Dota.
Yeah.
And, you know,
like you look at your Vigoses, you look at your I don't know, even like your
Vigo-
Merlinis, your like Slasher used to play professional for MY. I'm
Yeah.
like, these guys aren't professional caliber anymore. Like Merlini will be the first one to admit that probably, but still very good players. But I don't know. HOHY is obviously more recently played professionally and played at TI2, so.
yeah. I
Maybe
mean,
I'm being overcritical.
HYHY has much more in the way of like Dota 2 credentials and kind of your modern Dota
Yes.
credentials. But that said, well, we'll see. We'll save that conversation for another day. For now, he just is streaming on Douyu. And, well, we're happy to be streaming here on Twitch. We'll introduce our teams. We've got Execration on the Radiant. DocX, one of the new members of this squad in the wake of the departures of two of their former comrades. The big loss, of course, I guess, for many of the Pinoy Dota fans out there will be Bimbo. You've got DocX on the Void. Fox still on this team as your Sand King. Chemo, the captain, drafter, and leader. The spirit of the team will be on the Witch Doctor. That puts Primo on your mid puck, and to the off lane goes Ewe on your Tide.
The diet side, Insidiouside will have Chibix playing the safe lane Slack. We're going to have Shagasaurus on the Skywrath Mage. Insidious playing the Omnia. It's going to be a tri lane, so they do get down an early D ward. Mid lane will be Yasira, formerly playing on Johnny's Revenge team with Winter. Going to be playing the solo mid Storm Spirit. In the offlane, it's going to be Rin on the Centaur War Runner. Just taking on the tri. So both teams defensive tri lanes. Both teams actually no pulls for Execration. They do not have the creep pull. They also, they're struggling here. They don't even have the big camp as well for Sand King to stack.
Yeah, he could at least stack this camp, but wants
Yeah.
to be closer to the rune spawns, I guess, and yeah, if you go to stack that other big camp, you're just kind of in no man's land, unable to counter gank too easily, or potentially rotate on the Centaur, so.
Yeah, actually neither team, I thought this was a Dire Sentry for some reason. This is a Radiant Sentry at the top jungle, so both teams have their pulls blocked.
But Fox did get lucky. He's managed to stack up his medium camp here, and that first sentry way off the mark.
Yikes.
He's expecting this ward, but
Yeah,
he's not.
that's-
This is actually a very uncommon ward, I would say. We've
I
seen
really
it a
like
little
it,
bit here and
yeah.
there, but it's like not at all near the normal block
Yep.
spots. The normal ones are this one.
Sometimes
Magic Bush.
every now and then, like this is your pubby ward, but
Yeah.
it does come out in pro play every now and then.
Yeah,
He's going to go for the triple stack. Can he do it?
it's kind of like that.
He's going to get
He's got it.
And it's not Mud Golems.
Oh
He's
man,
done it.
That's so lucky. No
That's-
mud golems after 3 spawns,
Oh,
and he only has 1 camp to work with too. So
That's Yeah.
it's like there's not really a plan B if that doesn't work. But
He needs to leech some XP. Where are you going to leech? How are you getting level 3 is the next big question. Maybe he goes for a smoke gank mid to get a kill, but yeah, there's a haste rune on Ysera, so that's not going to be an easy kill.
yeah, speaking of Ysera, he went for the straight bottle rush, just the 3 branches, 2 tangos, and he's used only 1 tango so far, but Primo went for that null tally, and he has just been wrecking him mid lane. It's generally a matchup you see Puck with the early edge has the just really good base damage, and with Phase Shift you can always trade blows effectively, dodge those overload attacks, but man, Ysera is getting just swamped in this mid lane.
I don't know, I know Blitz plays a lot of Storm. Well, speaking of Zephyr, I don't think he would advise going for the bottle rush build. I think you want to go for the null talisman for the stats and the last hitting it gives you.
Yeah, it's like he got a haste turn, and now what's he gonna do? Yeah. He's gonna get out harassed anyway because Puck is Phase Shift.
You gotta pray for an illusion
top
or
lane.
DD.
Owie, getting chased out. Chibik's gonna go for the leap. He shoots. He scores. It's a touchdown, and that's the first blow.
Omni has arcane boots already.
Meanwhile, mid lane.
Are you kidding me?
Jump back in here as Rin gets caught out under the tower. You're hasted, Storm. Can't get the job done.
That's the plan.
Oh, man. 1 for 1 the score, and Primo able to equalize things here. But still, first blood. Yeah, Omni, like you said.
Another kill top lane, by the way, it looks
fat.
like. Ooh, Uwe almost goes down. He's lost so many stats here in a short period of time, down to 450 HP.
And remember that Essence Shift only lasts for 15 seconds.
Yeah.
At this stage of the game. So if you're down 6 stacks, then like, and that short of, and that early, like he's just going on you constantly to be able to drain that much.
Chibix is really pushing far forward to zone out Uwe, and if he comes near, if he gets hit by a pounce, could be in some trouble, but he needs to wait for the next creep wave as he's actually going to pounce his way out of here. Chibix bit in over his head.
I still think this is pretty good for Execration though. They're still free farming the Faceless Void. The enemy Storm has been dealt with mid lane, and yeah, Tidehunter dies. The Omni's off to a good start, but I mean, they are devoting a Tri-Lane to shut down this Tide. And end of the day, is a good comeback hero. He's level 3. One concern though, GoDz, is there's no Ancient stacks currently as Ewe gets tethered up again. But
he's being hit hard constantly at this
Did they ward these, I guess?
I
didn't see
they looks like they probably sentryed it.
Mid lane, jump in onto Ysera.
He's bottling up here. Dreamcore will give you some vision, but the bottle up in between auto attacks, Ysera actually messes up that last bottle charge a little bit, but either way, I think it was going down, and Puck should be fine. Centaur, Hoofstomp, not dodge.
There's an orb, a jaunt. He's okay.
Just barely. And now backup's coming. The cast is going to lead up into a Burrow Strike. I think this is going to be the death of the Centaur. Puck, do not die to return. Whatever you do.
Oh, Primo is playing really well right now.
Yeah.
Who is Primo?
He's
have you seen this guy
I think
before?
he used to play for the old Dreams team, I was being told. Doc, I know he was definitely on the old Dreams team, and I think I was being told that Primo used to play for Dreams as well.
He's just Ysera's a pretty good solo mid, and he's just wrecking him. I mean, I think a lot of it goes back to the build. Going for that bottle rush is just super greedy against a Puck mid lane, but not only that, but you still have to execute even going for the early null tally.
Puck 3-0, 31 CS, has Tread's Magic Wand coming out or something. Yeah, he's rich.
And the problem is, like, you don't really need a fat Tide this game. If your Void and Puck are fat, they'll set up for the Tide. He just has to follow up.
Void's got his Midas too now, so...
And Witch Doctor's level 4. Sand King's stacking in the jungle. He's going to have a Blink Dagger and, you know, probably around that 10, 11, 12 minute mark. And I think if you're insidiousidol, you got to be concerned about who's going to really start the fight. Centaur, no Blink in sight. Omni has fast arcanes, but will he be able to control the fights and counter-initiate? Like you pointed out, it's tough to do it against just all this collateral AoE.
Yeah, this Trailer just doesn't have, like, you get your fast Arcane Boots and Omni Knight, but it's not like you're a ganker who's going to make a whole lot with that. Like, in some ways, Omni Knight getting Arcane Boots at 10 minutes in is perfectly fine. You don't need this 4 or 5 minute Arcanes to have the biggest impact, so... I don't know, we'll see. Bottom lane, there is a bit of an engagement here. Doc X actually gets skinked out. Nice rotation from Ysera. He's got bottle charges, but taking damage, so he can't get any more mana to fight Chemo. And
oh man, that greedy Midas build, that is very important to shut him down now.
Yeah.
Naked Midas too. Top lane, Ewe. Getting jumped on. Chibix off the mark with his leap though. Oh, he does not have his ulti, but
you think you want to go for those turnarounds and something that heal bomb comes out. So
he did have stick charges, so might have been baiting a tiny bit, but yeah, not getting that kill.
Yeah.
And Chibix also going Midas, and his is about to arrive as well.
Okay.
Midas gaming. Yeah, I definitely think you need fat cores if you're Insidiousidol. Like, you have to be able to go around the map and get solo kills, because you just can't take team fights if there's any kind of farm execration. So, I do really like the Slark Midas this game. It seems like the way to go. But in order to make this work, they're going to need the Centaur and Storm to set up some kills for the next 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, and Centaur can try and do so to some extent. It has his Tranquil Boot Stampede, but no sight of Blink Dagger anytime soon. It's a Sand King, who's been jungling away, who's level 5, 1500-ish gold.
Yeah, it should be like a 10-minute blink, 11-minute blink.
I think so too.
Unless he dies. Maybe we've jinxed him. In the meantime, this Tidehunter is still proving to be a bit of a nuisance in the offlane. He's going to go in on Chegosaurus, has his stick charges ready. Your heal bomb's there. He can pop those stick charges. Should do so very soon. He's trying to bait for the puck.
Bit of a tricky spot to be in. Primo gets silenced up. The pounce will miss, though. That's the key thing here. Now Primo, I think, will fight. Heal Bomb again comes out. Omniite gets low hit by a Dream Call here, but it's the Slark fighting onto Chibix. He orbs back in, but no, sorry, that ain't going to work.
Look how low they all are, and he goes in. He gets the secondary kill. Brings down the Tidehunter. At the same time, your Witch Doctor got jumped on mid. Yep. They end up losing 3. Centaur Stampede doing all kinds of work.
Fast Arcane's doing work. He had that was like 3 heals in 1 fight. That was good stuff.
Where was the Void for that? He has Chrono. He's gone for the max time lock build. Has his Midas.
Yeah.
Could have TP'd in. GoDz, there were 3 heroes who were like 1 hit from death from the Void, who's got 85 base damage. I don't know. Yeah, you've gone Midas build, but if you have full mana, I feel you should be rotating in that situation.
Yeah, I'm definitely if you have the TP scroll. They're under the tower. That was Slark actually dived the tower. You can Chronosphere him, like, through Shadow Dance. This is the perfect hero to have against the Slark.
Yeah, and that's the perfect hero to punish that kind of tower dive. They were coiled. The Omni was coiled, the Scarith Mage, I think, was, and the one that he missed was the Slark, but yeah, wouldn't have mattered if you TP'd in. Oh well.
Suddenly in CSI looking good with his Slark, getting some momentum. Midas, Treads, 400 gold. And Ue's really struggling in the off lane on
and
this
they're going
tide.
right on this Void. Hey, you don't want to leave your lane? That's okay. We'll come to you.
No Stampede just yet, but a pull into a Hoof Stomp is going to be the... well, I guess they don't have the Storm. They're going to go for the Ancient Seal as their initiation. Not the easiest gank. They got to get Stampede, and there we go. Silence, concussive shot, no stun for you. Good cast. Oh, he even gets a second stun, but he may have saved his own life. But either way, the Void was going to be kept alive. They need the Storm for this. This is for killing the Void.
Meanwhile, top lane, jumping onto Ewe, trying to bait out some spells from him. Doesn't have the Ravage yet, though.
Yeah. He keeps getting baited. Like, Ewe will... They go on him, and then he suddenly turns around, Anchor Smashes, Gushes, does a ton of damage. He's like, ooh, they just overextended. I can maybe deal some more damage. And then the heal comes in from Omniite. It's happened 2 or 3 times where this Omniite heal is just kind of caught him by surprise almost.
And even if Omni's not there, now Chibix is level 6, so... He's going to be forced to do something here. Chronosphere. Yeah, he's going to drop it now, but he's got to wait a second or so. Now begins to work on Chibix, who does have a leap. He pops the stick charges. Storm comes roaring in onto Ewe. The Kraken's going to proc, but doesn't matter. It's Ring Around the Rosy. Creeps are cooperating here, but not really doing enough damage as Doc X says, I can use my Midas.
Disaster.
Get that gold. Puck, can he salvage this? There's your orb.
I don't know if that's salvage.
No.
I guess it's a slot kill, but it's only 1 kill.
Yeah, and it's like, why didn't he make the rotation earlier? You know, that's just what you have to wonder.
The Void hesitated with the Chronosphere, and the other thing is he needed to Chronosphere such that Tide could hit the Anchor Smash inside of it, and then they would have killed him because they didn't kill him inside the Chrono. He popped the Magic Wand, and then he just healed himself back up. Oh, just a Magic Stick, but he had enough charges that he kind of healed back
mid lane. Good news is they've got that
Yeah.
Fox Blink Dagger, and that's going to set up a nice kill there for Primo. Perfect here to get it, too. Right after the Sand King gets his Blink, Primo will get his. And that is kind of the beauty of this Execration draft. Sure, they're not executing well, but they have so many ways to initiate. 4 heroes that can start the fights. Your Tide, Puck, Sand King, and Void. So even if they screw up a few ganks, that's okay. They'll have more chances in the minutes to come.
Yeah, this Sand King gonna have to start doing a lot here. Not because he's been he has been kind of off farming the jungle, but his team's just been making a few mistakes, so he's gonna have to really pull some extra weight, I guess.
Yeah, they're on the feed train for sure.
Well, he's got no mana for an epicenter at mid lane, which is problematic.
Yeah, there's also a dire ward here. Ysera is chilling.
That Sentry gonna miss too.
Oh, there's your GG run. Easy regen.
Storm's best friend. So it looks like another possible gank bottom lane.
These wards are really good from Insidiosidol. They've spotted all the rotations mid. Now they see your Tide coming bottom and Execration just...
Let's bait the Void though. So they saw him go bottom?
Yeah, they were pinning him out.
So they probably should not get baited by the Tide sitting behind with Ravage. Yeah, they're not even going. They need a +1 if they want to go on the Void.
But they could go with the repelled Centaur.
They are going to do so. Tide off to the side, throws the Ravage. That'll just get the... Oh no, the repel wears off! Storm shows up a little bit too late. He'll get the zip to follow, gets the slow proc, and there's a defensive Chronosphere. Arcane Bolt gets him down to 20 HP.
Oh, what a chrono he caught out too! Primo looking for more. Man. He gets silenced, and we will end up going down. Still your Void surviving.
Yeah, that was slightly unfortunate. The repel wore off just as the Ravage was used. The magic wand play, as in the Voodoo Restoration, Ysero is going to get the kill though. Thought he was maybe in some trouble there. He still
Papa Sand King. He's got Epi.
Let's go. Ysero needs to bottle up ASAP to get his mana back up, and Chemo's kind of hunting here. I think Chemo maybe Fox got a bit too close to the creep waves and was spotted. Where's that Epicenter? Burrow Strike, Epicenter, the heal is there.
Repel him? Uh-oh.
Yeah, good Epicenter, bro.
Sad Fox.
Yeah, about that. Remnant?
What's the Fox say, GoDz?
It's do. That's what he says.
Dude, I do. All over you, says Ysera. Make it 11-7 your score. We haven't seen the big AoE combo. We've seen an okay Chronosphere there, an okay Ravage. Still haven't seen Execration connect on the full prowess of their lineup. Comboing the Epicenter with the Chronosphere, the Puck to set up a really good Chrono. They're kind of going in one by one here, and I think part of the issue is just the lack of vision for them. They've just got the one lane ward mid lane, and haven't been able to spot these rotations. With all those ults down, it's go time bottom.
Oh, he's got the Blink Dagger now. Shibix goes on new end. You cannot get out of that pounce with your Kraken Shell, and they're not done with one. They want Chemo as well. Cast will be annoying, but these TP's taking a long time, and Puck.
Primo actually TP'd in there. Oh, all aboard the feed train. 2 more down.
Choo-choo. Well, he was playing well at the start. I'll give him that.
Execration just crumbling here, and this does not look like the team that won the last Starladder qualifiers. They took down Malaysia and Johnny's Revenge in the tiebreak games, those crucial matches, as they get eyes here on Fox, trying to spot him out. If he sticks around for this creep, it could be very bad, and he's about to be very sad.
Yeah. Insidiousidol, like they've got the snowball draft. The Slark, the Storm Spirit, this is your snowball heroes, and
15-minute Orchid with the Slark Blink Midas, and now the AoE combo is just feeling a bit underwhelming.
He's 8-1. Slark is 4-1. Centaur's 2-2-5. Like all 3 cores are getting involved and doing a lot of work here. And these are 3 snowball cores backed up by an Omni Knight. Like the Slark doesn't need the repel so much, but Storm Spirit, as you mentioned, can just go flying into all kinds of dangerous spots with that repel.
Yeah, and the only way they're going to kill him is if they chrono him and Death Ward. That's it.
And Void's going for what looks to be a first-time defusal, which is good and bad. Like, it's obviously the counter to the repel, but it also means your actual damage and killing potential inside a Chronosphere is somewhat diminished without a Mask of Madness type build.
Yeah, the other thing is, like, it's a Storm, a Slark, 2 heroes that, even if you purge them, they still might be just zipping and hopping and jumping away anyway, so...
Yeah, you have to purge them and then, like, immediate Burrow Strike or an immediate Puck Blink Silence. Like,
yeah.
It's not something easy to coordinate.
At the same time, when Storm already has Orchid, which they don't know he already has the Orchid, but they saw the double Oblivion Staff earlier, I guess going for Mask of Madness is just incredibly risky. You pop that, they get eyes on you, you're just going to die. They're jumping at top, though. Stomps there, Mystic Flare follow-up, Doc X dropping low, not dead yet. He got really good backtrack procs in that one. Almost manages to turn it. The Epi's there, and the combo comes through. They didn't even Ravage.
Where the Omni at? He's coming in from behind. Insidious C.
Primo chasing out Chegosaurus around the tree line, trying to finish off your Skywrath. But here comes the backup. The Omni into the fray. Chibix dropping low. Uh-oh, he's dead too. That's 4 dead.
Whoa.
Oh, Bubba. Oh, Bubba. Now they're looking for Insidious C. He gets off the heal bomb. Not enough.
That was well done by Execration.
That was really well done by Execration and really poorly done by Insidiosidol.
I think Insidiosidol, like, the first 2 or 3 heroes go in, and I guess they were maybe thinking Execration would blow Ravage and Epicenter and, like, overkill them, and Slark could come and clean up, but They still had Ravage. That was such a timely Ravage. Even with the Dark Pact immediately coming off, Puck followed with a Blink Silence, and
a lot of that went south because Doc X got ridiculously good backtrack proc.
yeah, they
He had at least, I don't know. It felt like he had like
level 1 backtrack.
I know.
You're
I thought
kidding me.
He didn't even take a point in it until level 10. He went for the max time lock, and then he took a point in backtrack. But
yeah, that was. Yeah. That looked like he took. I guess he has like strength tread, so he is on 1k HP, but he stayed alive for. They kind of split the damage there. Storm actually didn't go for the void. I think if he went straight onto the void as his first target, he could have been in a better position. But hey,
he didn't actually get Chrono off. It's more he just became like a damage sponge, you know.
Yeah.
So.
The Omni Knight wasn't there too, and he rocked up a bit late and just ran in. So
at the same time, when you know those big AOE ults are down, or at least some of them, could look for some counterplay. But insidiousidol, talk about
like
forfeiting a huge lead,
like a 4 to 5k gold swing in the last minute or two.
Ay ay ay. Not to mention that when you win a fight that convincingly, by the time the enemy team like licks their wounds and recovers, all the ults are off cooldown except for Ravage, but everything else is pretty much ready.
It's only Primo. He's 9 and 3. Has a Yule Scepter on top of his previous items. He's pretty rich here.
They're laying a trap here, gods. Oh no. Oh no. Yes, Sarah. Don't do it. They pinged it like they want to go. They're really thinking about it. Oh, he's close. No. No.
Oh, he's repelled. It's the storms are like, how do you answer this? You can't actually deal with him unless you get the chrono, but he's silenced. Now the Witch Doctor 10th Ward comes through. They just ignore the storm. That's how you deal with the repelled storm.
That was so good. Primo blinked over towards the river. He gets off the silence coil. Then Chemo throws out the cast. That sets up a 2-hero burrow strike.
Yeah.
Death Ward going the entire time. Just perfect play. Like you said, they can't deal with the storm, but they just recognize that immediately, ignore him, and kill everyone else.
I think insidiousidol knew the Void was baiting, but they still were confident they could kill him just because they had the repel on the storm.
Funny thing is Void's at full HP.
Yeah. Voodoo Restoration. Oh my gosh, it's maxed out. That I think was partly their tribute to him staying alive, but there is going to be 5 insidiousidol. They've got a full pincer going on. Slark coming from one direction, Scarith from the north.
They still have Ravage.
Chibix, he almost just straight up goes down. The Ravage was going to catch him inside the Shadow Dance. The Scarith ultimate, kind of off the market. Not the best credit to you, but it gets the Omni Knight. That's the key hero, and they get 3.
When you have this much AoE, it is very hard to mess it up. Primo trying to hunt out Chibix, he'll blink away.
Like, you only have to Epicenter kill 1, Chrono kill 1, Ravage kill 1, and hey, you got 3 kills.
Yeah.
1 ulti per hero, the math works out.
Each ulti hit like a little bit. Like Epicenter did a decent amount of damage to their secondary target. The Ravage hit 3 or 4, but it's not like they were clumped up. And then the Void chronoed 1 who was basically already dead and killed the other. So, yeah, it wasn't perfect, but I mean, they just have so many redundancies here.
Yep.
They have lots of backup generators and plan Bs, and your Centaur in a lot of trouble.
Gets a Stampede off Dreamcall, though.
Speaking of ultis, what do you know? Another ulti ready.
Well,
that bash.
Easy. Oh, actually, Primo gets hit by that, so maybe not so easy. Blink is going to be up in time.
The pain's coming out.
4.
Time walk's ready.
TP soon. Meanwhile, Slark kills Tide elsewhere, and yeah, he's going to get out.
Oh, Blink Silence went the wrong way, though.
That was kind of Puck's fault. He got hit by the Hoofstorm. He could have phase shifted it, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely could have phase shifted.
It's okay. Tide, Uwe's having a rough game. He's had a couple nice Ravages, but as far as like laning and like when he's been trying to farm, and his actual early game in the offlane has been very rough.
In good news, though, he is very close to his mech. Buys his headdress, just needs that chainmail pickup, and we'll be good to go. So yeah, if you thought their team fight was good, just wait until they get a mech.
Yep.
And it's not like you can focus this Tide. They have no way to deal with Kraken Shell.
That's the Dead Witch Doctor.
Look at it. Goodbye.
You can't D-ward alone against Storm Spirit.
And Slark.
Yeah.
And especially when there's an Omni Knight, so that it doesn't matter who's behind you.
This is a game where you don't ever stand around D-warding. You get your wards up and then you get the hell out of there. So Roshan will be taken, or at least attempt to be taken. Not the easiest Rosh of Execration's lives, but insidiousidol's, but Execration showing no moves towards the Roshan pit.
Yeah, with this Omni Knight pickup, they can just keep on healing whoever's taking too much damage, and they should be a-okay. Chibix kept alive, and the thing is, even with Aegis, if you're insidiousidol, you still have to be very careful how you approach these next fights. This is obviously an important pickup, but something that you blow this, or just even the slightest bit out of position, you could very well die twice, or just be your team dies while you're forced to run away with your second life. So they still have to be very careful here. And Primo's catching up in farm, dude. He's got that ultimate orb up after a rough little jaunt in the mid game. 10, 3, and 5. It's funny, both mids have had a really good showing.
More farm than the Void even. Like Void's actually doing alright. He's caught up a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean he went for a rushed Midas too. So yeah, this puck has been very impressive. At the same time, Chibix everyone's doing okay. The Slark has his Scotty, technically your leader in net worth, but Slark tends to struggle against either two things: mass AoE and burst damage, and there's Execration of both.
Last fight he Shadow Danced in, and like full HP he got brought down to almost like a quarter HP just from Burrow Strike, Anchor Smash, Puck Nukes, like so much AoE that goes through the Shadow Dance, which is a bit of a problem for him. So we'll see.
He is very durable, but all it takes is just one mistake, you get chronoed, and you're just dead.
It's definitely looking like a BKB game for as many of these heroes as possible. Sure, there's an Omni Knight, but only one person's getting repelled in the fight, and there's Diffusal up, so can't rely on it.
Primo scouting here. Oh, nice position in the tree line. This is going to be tough for insidiousidol to hold, even with that Aegis.
All the big ultis ready to go.
Primo he's just going to try to jump the backlines here, I think. They'll expect Ysera to zip in, most likely, and he'll just try to do the same thing he did mid.
I don't think you want to fight this if you're in CS, and I'm saying that when they have an Aegis on their side. It's just, you're so high risk.
If Execration pushed in, I think they would have. But yeah, not when they're backing off like that.
Well, Execration. Void's going for BKB. I would have liked to see a Manta style. It synergizes so well with the Diffusal Blade.
It's good against Orchid. Yeah, I would have liked that as well.
You can get out of the Ancient Seal. It helps, I guess, it does everything BKB does as far as getting out of Orchid and Ancient Seal. And then on top of that, it gives you a lot of extra damage. We will see Fox get caught out here.
Not too bad. Sandkin already has this Blink Arcane's Force, and they used the smoke for that. So still a nice pick-off for insidiousidol, but can they translate it into objectives?
I don't see them getting tier 2 towers against the big ulti lineup of Execration. They are working towards this bottom lane, and Execration, they got 2 mid, 2 top, so actually not really showing any signs they want to defend bottom. So maybe it will be a tier 2.
Yeah, I think they could, but it is risky. You go for that defense without Epi, that's a lot of your team fight damage, and
Senking's back up.
He will be back up.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised Execration moved all their heroes away from this bottom lane. It is daytime, so it gets harder to defend with Insidious having much better vision beyond the tower, but I think you
at least scare them away or try to.
Yeah. The big worry is always going to be Ysera just jumping in and getting that one insta-kill. Can't go on the puck because he's got the Yules. The Tide, I can hope for that Kraken, and we'll see what the plan's going to be. You can see II just kind of poking, knowing that they can't fully engage into this one. I think they're just like poke, chip damage.
Both teams. It's like you jump on that tower, maybe you kill like Chemo with the Storm, but then either you leave the Storm to just lose this Aegis, or your team comes to help, in which case they all get caught by the AoE.
I don't really like Chemo's position, because Storm can just insta-kill him with a repel.
Yeah, he should be sitting like back here.
He's like the one hero who can't really survive a combo. Doesn't have Kraken, Yules, doesn't have the like backtrack / BKB of the Void.
And he's a huge part of their team fight. Honestly, I would say he's probably the most important source of damage just once he gets that eggs, and well, he's really far up. I guess trying to bait for his team.
He does have like the mech support and could put Voodoo Restoration on if he's fast. But yeah, he's going to get jumped in. Chronosphere is going to be the answer. Chibix does not have the Aegis on himself. They need to try and burst him down. The Ravage follows, but Shadow Dance already been cast. And
that was not a very good fight to start off, but they're going to try to turn on Ysera, get the bashes. Multiple bashes. Now the Burrow coming through, but remember, he's got Aegis.
Holding the epicenter for now.
He's got 9 stacks already, and he's not done just yet. Your Storm zipping it again. Aegis down, but it cost them a Ravage, a Chrono, a Puck, and the death of a Witch Doctor.
So yeah, Aegis for a Witch Doctor, and yeah, like you say, all the ulti cooldowns, apart from Epicenter. So that's the one you've got to worry about here. And I think they're just backing off. They're not really a pushing lineup. They can farm for a little bit longer.
Prima. Close call there. Yeah, I mean, to go back to your point from before, what's this BKB bring to the table? I think the answer is really not much.
Yeah, I think
he just can't burst anyone in Chrono, and it's not like he wins a direct fight against a Slark who's got a Scotty, who's got an Omni backing him up.
The Manta, like, with the diffusal damage, is just so... It's actually really good. And especially the level 2 diffusal, where you get an extra 15 agility and an extra, like, what is it, 25 mana burn to, like, 40 or something? I don't know the math on that one. It goes up to... I don't know. 25? Is it, okay, is it the same at both levels? What?
It used to scale.
Oh, it used to scale. Okay.
I believe now the agility scales better.
Oh,
but
man.
the
I need to read my patch logs.
Top lane, they go on Chibix. But, oh no, he's going to turn like to fight this.
It's not happening.
That's the... Yeah, that was the change to the diffusal blade in the last patch.
I didn't realize that one. So you don't actually need to upgrade your diffusal.
Yeah,
well,
it's still a
it's
good
agility,
upgrade,
yeah.
but the feedback damage used to be better at level 2, which, especially when you're a melee hero, makes it really strong.
It used to be like sometimes you'd go straight level 2 diffusal just for the extra feedback on some heroes, like Naga Siren or something.
Yeah, not necessarily the case anymore. BKB on your Storm. And BKB for him, and similarly, if we see it for the Slark, is a very big deal this game, because now they can repel one, BKB on the other, or Omni can even reserve his repel for himself just so he can pop his ult at the right time if they want to get 2 BKBs. So, yeah, and Basher now picked up by Chibix, and
Alright.
I don't know, you fast forward to a world where he has an Abyssal Blade, which is not that far off necessarily. This is going to be very hard for Execration to kill him.
And Void, like, he's the most farm rating hero. He's not too far behind the Slark, but he's got no farming tools. He's got Diffusal, he's got BKB. None of these items really help him farm. He doesn't have the Maelstrom, doesn't have the Mask of Madness, so the struggle is there for him to keep up as far as farm goes. Yeah,
it used to be, for the Diffusal Blade, 20 mana burn at level 1 and 36 level 2.
Okay.
So you're not crazy.
Chibix, this is another Chronosphere on Chibix, and he's got so much agility. He doesn't really die in this. He actually is starting to get low now. The Omni Knight going to come in. GA, Shadow Dancer as well. They've lost Witch Doctor, and Execration just struggling to actually get kills, and these Chronospheres on the solo Slark are not working out at all for him.
Chibix just running in and out. He's so incredibly low, but they just can't kill him. Doc X, lucky to live there.
I don't know about these Chronos.
Yeah, imagine if the Death Ward was there, but when the Chrono only catches the Slark and it's on a repelled Slark, then that's not really going to set up your Witch Doctor for success either. But yeah, I think the Witch Doctors just they need a good Death Ward gods. It seems like that's at this point with Void going BKB Diffusal, he can't solo kill the Slark or even the Storm is not an easy solo kill.
So like those Chronos on Slark means Storm gets the free kill on the Witch Doctor, and you're only killing the Slark with the Witch Doctor ultimate. So it's tricky. It doesn't see enough heroes. It is hard to get good Chronospheres off, but I feel like he's just rushing them a little bit. And I guess maybe thinking, hey, you've got Tide, you've got Sand King behind you with big ultimates, so even if you don't get the best Chronosphere, maybe you can still win the team fight, but that didn't happen.
Let's see, Execration now. There's a good Dire Observer ward here. Could spot them out.
He's going the Manta style neck, or at least he's picked up the Yasha. It's still very, like, I feel like the Manta's that in-between item, and I feel going with that with the BKB, you're still going to lack, like, I think going Diffusal, Manta, and then a big damage item, like a Mjolnir type thing, or I guess the stacking has problematic there, but even getting like a Daedalus after that could have worked.
Yeah, the problem now is this game is not really about just AoE control. They need single target burst. They have to kill Slark, Storm, maybe the Omni, someone big in Chronosphere. And I don't really think they kill any single target.
Well, they're gonna struggle. This game dragging on means Omni can maybe start working on something like an Aghanim Scepter, and then he can just save anyone in Chronosphere. Well, you maybe save the Diffusal for the Guardian Angel, but it's still not as easy as Execration would like to get kills because of this Omni Knight.
Yeah, there's still the heals coming out, though, and the Slark's just got a lot of armor. 10 armor already, and just tanky.
Yeah, once he starts getting those Essence Chip procs in fights, it increases dramatically as well.
Not to mention they have a pipe on Rin, and I love this choice. This is an answer to a lot of the teamfight Execration have.
Yeah.
They have their Witch Doctor ult, that's physical, but your Void Bashes are magical, most of the AoE from Sand King, Tide, Puck is magical, and Pipe makes them... Between Pipe, BKB, and the Repel, it's very difficult to find kills.
Here come Insidious. They spotted out the entire Execration team more or less with an illusion, and kind of goes both ways, because Execration saw Insidious using their Observer Ward early, at least a couple of the heroes, and Bit of a standoff here as both teams will await Roshan, which is respawn now. This time around, I don't think Execration will give it up so easily.
Oh, mama. Here's our Abyssal Blade, and now you really have to question that Void BKB. What's it going to bring to the table in these upcoming fights? He gets Abyssal, he is just royally screwed.
Yeah. They just don't have that, like, really sweet follow-up to the Chronosphere. The Witch Doctor ultimate's there, but Witch Doctor gets caught out too much. They need, like, the Ice.
Oh, Doc X is going to jump in, but the entire enemy team just leaps the other direction past him. He'll strut back. Now he Chronos. It's another bad Chrono. Only catch out one. Can he at least get a kill inside of that Chronosphere? He will. Onto the Omni Knight, but that leaves Chibix free to roam. Rin may end up dropping here, but they still haven't addressed the Slark. Hasn't even used the Abyssal Blade, or rather already used it, so couldn't use it on the Void. Doesn't even need it to kill him off. 5 heroes dead. Insidiouside, clean in house.
Yeah.
That was all set up again by good wards. They have a ward here. The Void tries to walk in, time walk forward. As soon as they see him do it, they just jump back out this way and kill everyone else.
He has to walk in, and then the Chronosphere is just so easy to read. He could Chronosphere the tanky heroes, and then Omni Knight just gets off the Guardian Angel. Instead, he goes for the Omni Knight, knowing that, well, guess what? You can kill the Omni Knight, but fight's lost anyways. So, he got 2 kills out of it, but yeah, the team wipe, definitely not worth it. And, well, now you've got another Aegis on your Seer, as well as 3.5k gold.
I mean, just go back to that fight top at like 7-8 minutes. If Void TP's there, I think this is a very different game. But
yeah, he's
just chose to
that
farm.
would just help accelerate his item progression. He didn't have to go for such a defensive build with the BKB. He could have stopped off at a Mask of Madness, a Maelstrom.
Would have delayed Chibix's Midas.
Yeah.
Would have just, I don't know, prevented insidiousidol from going for their own gank a minute later bottom, because at that point they're just in a defensive posture. And this is one of the reasons why you might be running a one-position Void, but you really like to see him get active, not just sit back and AFK farm.
Now this Slack is massive. Another 3k gold on top of the Abyssal Blade.
He has 7k net worth more than the Void nearly. That is disgusting.
And like you don't have damage coming from anywhere else. If Witch Doctor had an Ag Scepter, it'd be like, okay, sure, he's 7k ahead, but you've got multiple sources of damage with like Sand King Ultimate, Witch Doctor with an Ag Scepter and all this, but the entire Radiant side is just mostly poor.
And now you need an MKB on the Void.
Yeah, evasion coming into play. Like, where's he getting the money for that? I don't know. I guess he could just stop at the casual Yash and go for MKB.
Yeah, not to mention that Death Ward. You can actually evade the initial bounce, not the splash ones, but the initial one. So
yep. Evasion
is very powerful this game for Slark, and it's not like they're killing him anyway during Chronosphere. So now you're really under the gun.
I think they're going to start sieging the high ground here. They just repel the Slark, he attacks the base, and should a fight break out, Ysera goes for those jumps. And
zip in.
He's found a kill.
Easy.
Yeah, you're not Chronosphering the Storm because he's got the Aegis at this point. Chibix is just going to insta-gib the Witch Doctor with his Abyssal Blade.
Oh.
Doc X getting bashed to pieces while forced to BKB. He's not going to get a Chrono off, though. Oh, dear. Is there a buyback? Yes, but it's like that doesn't really, well, even help you hold, I don't think.
Really nice play there by Chibix. Holds the Abyssal Blade active until he gets 2 bashes, then he's like, okay, you're going to try to Chrono right now? Nope. I'm going to Abyssal Blade you. You're done for. Forces out your buyback, and I don't think it matters.
Yeah, they're a little bit nervous about it, maybe a Chronosphere. Chibix get caught in alone. Omni could just Guardian Angel. I don't even know if he needs to. Actually walks into a Ravage now. Chibix still plenty healthy. Nice kill on the Omni Knight, though, and this means Chibix does not have the support he needs. Gets hexed up as well. Primo's finished the hex at some point. Chibix still alive, though, just turning around. Has nothing but a pounce out. Doesn't get it off. Very close. A nail biter in the end, and Rin also in trouble. It's a 4 kill streak going their way. Aegis on the Storm. He's going to go for 1 kill, then try to zip out after dying, it looks like. Bottle on the ground. Yeah.
Suddenly a wild bottle appears.
Okay, Fox is like, I'll take that. That's Ysera's bottle. Zip out is going to BKB. Maybe going for a kill through the Death Ward's tickling.
Yeah, you need back. He's like, alright, I'm really backing now.
Ah, man, that Slack was so close to living. Omni Knight kind of walked into a... that was a great play by Puck, because Omni Knight walked into heal or Guardian Angel the Slack in the Chronosphere, and Puck was there with a Blink Silence to kill the Omni. Puck has been by far the MVP of
dominated
this team.
This 15-3-6 Storm got dominated hard in the laning phase, but just had some opportunities to snowball, and if it weren't for Primo, he'd be totally out of control. Also the Hex Gods, that's what like allowed them to secure that kill on the Slark, which was a much needed one. As we'll see a sharp tick upwards in that gold graph, about 2,000 gold going the other way, but still I feel like Insidioussidol were just a little bit cocky in that engagement. Could have sat back, gone for more of the slow siege, and they did try to force that fight quite a bit. Had like 4 heroes up on the high ground, right into the meat grinder of Execration, and still almost came out on top.
Just walked into Ravage plus Waning Rift and fight lost. But it's still...
But the Void died again, so I don't think it's too bad.
Yeah, end of the day, okay, it's still an alright position to be. Like the actual swing upwards on the gold graph was like maybe 1 to 2,000 at most, which isn't actually very much considering the recent changes.
Yeah, because the Void had to buy back, and then he died as well. So.
Chibix at top would be a lovely little kill here if they could get him inside a Chronosphere, and
they might be able to. Oh, no. Whack-a-mole. He's going to jump on the backside. On to Chemo he goes. He dodges these ganks again. Now Fox blown up. Doc X, he'll Chrono. He's going to go on Shagosaurus the pipe. Not particularly effective here, but the GA is.
No Purge charges left as well.
Oh, mamma mia.
He couldn't get rid of that GA. Ran out of defusals.
3 more dead. He's got to buy a new recipe, but he couldn't. He didn't even get to use his Midas. They just immediately smoke yanked from the base, and, well, he would have had the recipe.
Things looking worse and worse for Execration here.
This Void just doesn't... He's not a hard enough carry. Like, I think this build is completely fine if your Witch Doctor is hitting good death wards, but... Uh-oh.
It misses! He got out of there. The 4-stuff TP. He was going for a solo Skywrath kill with that, and Ue's just like, kill me, guys. I don't deserve to live after that.
Well, he's gonna get his wish.
He's a bit emo.
Emo away. Here we go. Down the mid lane. Yeah, they're just getting outplayed at this point, but it's what happens when you're this far ahead on Storm and Slark. You're just very confident. You start to feel it. You know, your reactions are just a bit crisper, and suddenly you're dodging Chronospheres, you're force staffing out of Ravages, and now complete a butterfly.
I don't know if Chibix's blink down was like a reaction or if he just somehow got lucky there, but we're going to see them just dive in. Sankey and Witch Doctor, these two have become food over the last 10 minutes.
GG.
Yep. Void has to be so careful about how he fights. He's got a 5-second BKB and he's got no buyback. And they can't go mid lane because of the tier 2 tower right now, but hey, they've got their first set of Raxus. One step closer to getting that GG, and Chibix with Butterfly is just...
I mean, Chibix is doubling up the enemy Void. There's just no way.
Jesus, guys.
And that's with an Omni backing him up, who almost has his Ags complete, I think. Not maybe just the point. No, never mind, just pointers there. Still.
Yeah. If somehow Execration made a hold these last few fights, or got some better team fights, they had the backup plan of the Omni Ags.
He's looking for more. He's going to jump towards Ewe. The leap is available, not using it yet. Just wants to reserve it for the retreat out.
Once then found and dives. But no. Goes for the Rax's middle lane, and they can swing bottom. There's 5 back up for the Execration team. But Insidious don't care.
One more big fight. Where's that Chrono? Oh, hesitated. Gets Abyssal.
Oh, good Hex though. There's no hoofstomp to follow. Doc X is getting chain bashed. He gets the Chrono, but it misses! He misses the melee range Chrono. That just sums up this game right there in a nutshell. Bad Chronospheres all day long. Oh dear. Kyrie goes down for good measure, and that's...
Primo jaunting like a half-inch away.
That's it.
GG.
Puck. No siree, you're not getting out of there. Primo played well. Definitely been impressed by the new Execration edition. It looks like he's maybe a new permanent member because he is tagged up as Execration. So,
well, your Starladder Season 10 SEA representatives, God's not looking dominant here. That's for damn sure. And Insidioussidol looking good. Some nice plays from Ysera and the boys. And man, look at that Slark. 17-3-11. The Storm even better. 19-3-11. And they're off to the races.
These you get these snowballer heroes with an Omni Knight and just good stuff happens. I mean, Omni Knight ends the game 1-6-5, but he did for the most part what he needed to do. Didn't always get his spells off in fights, but sometimes it was for the better of the team. So SEA's a wrap, and well, that was just our only game today. The schedule for this Starladder season a bit all over the place. It does have the LAN finals taking place in January, so we need to get matches done, and well, one at a time.
It is. forget about the summit too, because until that event actually happens, we've got nothing but Starladder basically. Like every day, Europe, America, SEA. It's a grinder. China, a lot of Dota, but good Dota.
Yeah, good Dota. Speaking of which, Europe coming up later on. So there'll be Artstyle's team. There's Cloud9 taking place. My Insanity, Team Goomba, I think maybe as well.
It's only 2 games, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's
two Europe matches.
X Game KZ versus
X Game, that's who.
MYI.
Okay.
And I'm not sure what the other one is.
Cloud9, I think.
Is it this HR versus Art Style game? That might be it. Yeah. Okay, so it's going to be...
No Cloud9 game? Okay, I like
X Game KZ versus MYI, and then it'll be HR versus Team Art Style. Man, what a megalomaniac, you know? Just Team Art Style. Not sure how I feel about that.
He's a TI champion. You can do what you want.
That's true.
You win a TI.
Kiss the ring. Kiss the ring.
Please. Alright guys, you're watching myself and LD. If you want to support us, you can follow LD at LD Dota. I'm at BTS GoDz. We actually have fancy overlays. I forgot about them. Oh, you have a fancy overlay. I don't. We're backwards, I think, too. Yeah.
There you go.
We're both David. It works. Do the switch in your head.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to take a break. I don't think Europe kicks off for like another hour or two, guys. So stick around. I think over on the BTS channel, MPGL Grand Finals going on. Invasion versus MVP Hot 6. So check out some other Dota. But for Starladder now, we'll take a bit of a break.